Let me take a moment and reflect on myself. My true nature. I am a peaceful soul. As I experience peace, I also radiate the vibrations and energy of peace in my body, at the place where I am sitting, and in the community where I am an instrument to serve throughout the day to day. And with this awareness of peace, I make myself ready to reflect on what Baba has to say, what treasures Baba has to share with us today. Om Shanti. So let us read the Murli today, 16th October 2016. So this is a very special Murli where Baba has given a lot of emphasis on the greeting of Om Shanti, which we generally use, especially after Baba became Avyakta. Om Shanti word was very much prominent in our institution. Before meeting anybody, before even talking, we use this word Om Shanti, and before ending our conversation, or when we say forbid goodbye, we again say Om Shanti. So this has been very much used as a greeting. Also, it has been used to, Baba often shares the meaning even in the Sakar Murlis of what is the meaning of Om. Om, I am a soul. And very seldom in the Avyakt Murli Baba emphasizes on this word, but this Murli especially focus on this word of Om Shanti. And second thing which Baba focuses is on the dance of mind. So earlier, the Murli which we read yesterday, Baba was focusing on how to do service by face. So here today, Baba is telling that the dance of mind as well as the sound of words together will do service. And at the later part of the Murli, Baba has also given us some guidelines. Although the instrument souls are Ramesh Bhai and others, because now that we see this Murli in a different context, this is probably the last year Baba would be coming, and even Ramesh Bhai is probably in the last year of his service. All of us might be knowing that Ramesh Bhai left the body next year after this, so he was not feeling well. So even at that time, what guidelines Baba gave to Ramesh Bhai? Ramesh Bhai was one of the senior brothers. After 1990, there were majorly 4 brothers who were handling Yagya service, of which Jagdish Bhai left body in 2002, and there were only 3 brothers, senior brothers, I would say, from 2002 until 2017. And now we just have 2, Nirver Bhai and Brijman Bhai. So Ramesh Bhai had a very significant role in service, especially related to Yagya accounts, newness into service, Godlywood Studio, Pradarshni, and a lot of other things. So even he is in the last year of his Sakar form. So Baba has given some guidelines to him as well. So yeah, let us start what Baba has to say. So initially Baba is telling us to stabilize the self in the form of the meaning of the word Om Shanti and increase the dance of the mind, instill the habit of silence of the mind, and the sound of words will become distant and service will automatically continue to increase with rays of peace. Okay, so three things: stabilize, dance, and increase in the habit of silence. Om Shanti. This elevated version, Om Shanti, is so much loved by everyone, no matter what happens, even in an atmosphere of tears. The words Om Shanti remind us of peace. When Om Shanti is said, no matter what type of silence comes in front of you, but the meaning of Om Shanti shows its own form. Saying Om Shanti automatically spreads a wave of peace internally. Okay, so again, this is something for us to check that when we say Om Shanti, do we experience the peace internally or we just say for the sake of saying Om Shanti? So this is another practice which Dadi earlier once mentioned in the class, that just don't say Om Shanti for the sake of saying, experience that. And first, if I experience that internally, then I'll be able to even make others experience by spreading the vibration. So the same thing Baba is mentioning. Om Shanti shows its own form. Saying Om Shanti automatically spreads a wave of peace internally. The words Om Shanti spread their own meaning, that is vibration, in everyone's heart. Just as the word Baba spreads its own vibration, in the same way, saying Om Shanti spreads its own meaning, that is vibration, in the heart. It spreads into the heart, and while it is spreading, you stabilize yourself in its form. You do not just see it, but if you look all around, the majority of you are seen sitting stable in the meaningful form of Om Shanti. The form of the majority of you is sparkling. Seeing one another, the color of being in the company of one another is sparkling on your faces. And this is why even Bab Dada is also reminding you of Om Shanti. So another thing Baba is mentioning this word as sparkling. So when we see one another, the color of being in the company of one another is sparkling on your faces. So earlier Baba used to say Baap ke sang ka rang, the color of the company of the father, especially in the holy Murlis relating to holy Baba says. Today Baba is mentioning even we being company of one another makes our face sparkle. And hence Baba is reminding us of Om Shanti. On each one's face, the meaning of Om Shanti is visible. The form of the meaning of the word Om Shanti is visible in the hearts of each one. Okay? So first Baba is mentioning that the meaning is visible on the face. Then Baba is telling that Om Shanti is visible in the hearts. So he's checking both face and how is it visible in the face, as he mentions the word sparkling. Okay, and now he tells that it is also visible in the hearts of each one. Has the meaning emerged in the hearts of all? Each one is visible as stable in the form of the meaning of Om Shanti. So Uh, when it comes to the heart, Baba is mentioning the adjective of stable, and when it comes to face, it is sparkling. The meaning of Om Shanti, and some are saying Om Shanti. You are seeing Om Shanti. Baba is telling you are seeing Om Shanti. I don't know how one sees Om Shanti, but probably the state of awareness which everybody is into, that is what Baba is referring as seeing Om Shanti. Even now, as at this moment, all of you are engrossed in the vibration of Om Shanti. Now he is telling vibration of Om Shanti. The Father also says, by becoming stable in the meaning of Om Shanti, the faces of the majority of you are engrossed in the meaning of Om Shanti. Baba cannot ask those of you at the front or the back to raise your hands, but the majority of you are merged in the meaning of this. Only Om Shanti is emerging through everyone's lips. Now he's telling Om Shanti is emerging through everyone's lips. Interesting phrase. So Baba probably has used this Om Shanti into different context. This is something which we can churn on. Okay. Vibrations of Om Shanti, stabilizing heart into Om Shanti. Then earlier he says face sparkling in Om Shanti. Then he also sees Om Shanti. Then Om Shanti is getting reflected through lips. Om Shanti are merged in the hearts of all of you. The meaning of this emerges in the minds of all of you. Now it is emerging in the minds of all of you. All of you are dancing in your minds with the meaning of Om Shanti. So in the mind, it is emerging by way of dancing. Though you are not dancing with your feet, the majority of you are dancing in your minds. And this dance of the mind is so lovely. Hmm? So there is another phrase Baba generally use in Sakar Murlis also. Atindra sukh ke jhule mein jhulna. So it is that super senses joy. Baba is mentioning today that in the form of Om Shanti, which makes us dance in our minds. And this dance of the mind is so lovely. So if you see this Om Shanti word, technically that meaning is to stay still. But Baba has taken that he's using that as a metaphor to dance. So dancing and staying stable is basically two opposite terms altogether. But Baba says that with the meaning of Om Shanti, we are able to dance in our minds. So that state of being stable in our minds is also a form of dance, which Baba is referring. And that is so lovely. It doesn't disturb anyone. Physical dance probably might tell people that has he gone crazy, but this Om Shanti dance in mind is disturbing to no one, because each one of you has peace of mind. You are externally peaceful and also peaceful in your mind. So in this way, it is double Om Shanti. Externally with your mouth and also Om Shanti in your mind. This too is a dance. This is a dance of the mind. While sitting peacefully, you are performing such a sweet dance. But because it is a dance of the mind, there is no external noise. So Baba is just elaborating on what is dance of mind and how is it beneficial. So it is not disturbing to anyone. There is no external noise, and it is basically just sitting peacefully. So sometimes during yoga, we sit peacefully and we become Probably some of us can become bored, but Baba is taking that to a different level. He's telling that you're dancing, and that is the dance of the mind. So even if that is not causing disturbance, but you're enjoying. Each of you is busy with the dance of your mind, and this is why there is sound of the mind and no sound of words. Interesting. Sound of the mind and no sound of words. So we might have experienced whenever we sit in yoga, we have so much of chit chat with Baba, and that chit chat is so peaceful. Nobody else in the room can hear what are we talking to Baba. But Baba catches those words, catches those vibrations, and hence probably he's telling dance of your mind, and this is why there is sound of the mind and no sound of words. Even though there are so many people, it is only when they come close that you are able to hear them, because only the mind knows the dance of the mind. Okay, and you are so busy with this dance of the mind that no matter how many are sitting outside, your mind is quiet. Everyone is lost in the joy or in the mind. Okay, so Baba is basically telling this as a present continuous tense, that he's seeing us all as an embodiment of this thing. But at the same time, it is basically a lesson for us that how Baba wants us to be. So, this paragraph could have very different meaning. One of which it could also mean that while we are surrounded in the crowded areas, while we are surrounded in busy streets, or maybe in a chaos at office, at home, we can really experience this dance of mind. And once we become busy into that, no matter how many are sitting outside, your mind is quiet. So our mind will not get impacted no matter whatever is going outside. Hmm? Everyone is lost in the joy in the mind. Lost, kho jana. It's a very superlative term which generally Baba use, because if one gets lost, that means he is not aware of the present senses. That kind of silence of mind or dance of the mind Baba is mentioning. This is why you do not make any external sound during the dance of the mind. However, this dance of the mind shows so many colors in your mind. That is very lovely. Whenever this dance of the mind takes place, there is no external sound. See, Baba has used this word, shows so many colors in your mind. Okay, so again, when we even perform the physical dance, there are a lot of characteristics, traits which one can see, which in this physical dance they call as bhav, or there are different terminologies they use. I'm not really sure on those, but even mind has so many different colors. Papa has not explained that in detail here, but we can churn on that later. That this dance of mind shows so many colors in your mind, that is very lovely. Hmm. Again, Baba mentions whenever this dance of the mind takes place, there is no external sound. There are so many sitting here, but there is no sound because all are busy in the dance of the mind. You like this dance, do you not? You have seen a lot of physical dances, but this dance of the mind is very entertaining. He's using the word entertaining. Increase this dance even more. You know the dance of the mind, do you not? Do you know it? Those who know it, raise your hands. Acha, all of you know it. You are all raising your hands very well. So now claim a number ahead in this dance. He is probably asking us to do dance competition, claiming a number ahead. Generally, we see so many dance performances done. Now he's telling us about this mind dance. Do you like the dance of the mind or the dance of speech? This is another sukshma ishara, subtle direction which Baba is telling us to go more from the outwardness to inner words, that is from speech to mind. So instead of just telling us that focus less on words, don't drain your energy in words, but do that more in the form of mind, Baba is asking us open-ended question. That do you like this dance of the mind or the dance of speech? So obviously, everybody of us might tell that we love the dance of mind, and that is where Baba wants us to go. Now, instill the habit of this dance of the mind by remaining busy with this. At the time of performing the dance in the mind, there is so much peace in this hall. However, there is now a greater need for this dance because day by day external upheaval is increasing and it has to increase. Another aspect of this, Baba is mentioning that there could be external upheaval. We saw a lot of those coming after 2 years. Okay, this Murli is in 2016. 17, 18, many things happened. 2021, we already all know that the corona came and we don't know what next will be coming. So Baba is giving us a direction that there is a need of this dance because day by day external upheaval is increasing and it has to increase. At such a time, to perform the external dance or to come into external sound is good. However, a lot of practice is needed for the dance of the mind. He's not telling us to be completely mute outside, but more than that dance, Baba is mentioning of the mind. There has to be internal practice of this throughout the whole day. First of all, make time for this. Baba is asking us to make a budget, specifically book some time in our calendars for this practice. During the day, each one of you has to make time and practice both dances. The more you perform this dance, the dance of the mind, the more it will make an impact on the dance of words. Okay, so our words will have direct impact on the dance of mind. So now increase the dance of the mind. Then a lot of interest will grow. The Father has seen that now many have a growing interest in the dance of the mind and they are experiencing true peace everywhere. The experience of many is growing in the way very well, in this way very well. It is very beneficial to increase this practice. When you make a silence program outside, peace of mind increases in that too. And when peace of mind increases, then automatically the spoken words also decrease. So I think this is reciprocal thing which Baba is mentioning. If I have a silence program outside, peace of mind increases, that automatically decreases the spoken words. So outside to in, inside to out. So now what attention does each one has to pay? Silence of mind. Silence of the mind. Do you know silence of the mind? Or do you know it that much? Or do you not know it that much? Have an interest in this so that silence of the mind increases. When silence of the mind increases, then silence of the body also increases. Okay, so first he told about the words. Now he's also telling the silence of the body. Silence of the body could have different meanings, one of which could be if we have any disease, if we have any external pain, if we are silent inside, even those pain will not pull us. Some of the urge our body has, even for that matter, vices, all those things probably can go down because the silence of body will also increase. So Baba is mentioning different benefits of, again, silence of mind. All of you have to continue lovingly to make effort to increase silence of the mind. The more you try this, the more your interest will grow, and by having silence of the mind, you will automatically become distant from sounds, and rays of peace will increase within you. Rays of peace will increase within you. So now, for 1 week, especially, celebrate 1 week of silence of the mind. Decrease the silence through words and increase peace of mind. Try this. And with peace of mind, all types of peace will increase. Now, for 1 month, increase the power of mind. First, he told us to practice for a week silence of mind. 1 week, he's telling us to practice silence of mind. And later on, he says us to, for 1 month, increase the power of mind. When peace of mind increases, the power of words will automatically increase. Does everyone like this practice? Raise your hands. Acha, the majority of you have raised your hands. What is the power of mind? And how do you have to increase it? Continue to practice this internally. Okay, so he's giving us a homework to churn on this. What is the power of mind and how do you have to increase it? Because earlier Baba mentioned just about the silence of mind, and before that it was dance of mind. He slowly, from dance of mind, he went to silence of mind by relating to the word Om Shanti at the beginning. Now he's telling for 1 month to increase the power of mind. Continue to increase this lesson of peace of mind. The more the peace of mind increases, the more the peace of mind will then make an impact on the peace of your face. And to the extent that peace of mind increases, the power of externalized words will accordingly decrease. Nowadays, there has been a very good race in this, and everyone's peace of mind increased. Whether it is the power of thoughts, words, or the practice of increasing the subtle power. To the extent that you increase this accordingly, the power will increase and the power of words will decrease. So it has been seen that to a greater extent, the ups and downs that takes place through words will happen less, or you will have to make less efforts for words. So again, it is, some of us might have this habit of getting into feelings if the words are not sufficiently used by others or by us. So those ups and downs will get reduced, and we will have to make less efforts on words for words. Sometimes to prove our point to someone or to make our point clear, we have to come into so many words. So using those words will reduce. So Bapdada says continue to do this. So here we complete the main Murli. Now quickly I'll read the Seva turn and what Baba has to say to different groups. It is the turn of Punjab and Rajasthan to serve. In total, 22,000 have come. Totally the subject that has just come up, service and remembrance, are two subjects. Now, service also has to be increased. What do you think? Should we increase service? Raise your hands. Service too is essential. If you do not do service, then your time would be wasted here and there because you have to pass the time, and you have to pass the time in a good way. Not that you do whatever comes into your mind. The results should be according to the programs that are made systematically. So Baba again emphasized that while we are practicing the mind, silence of mind, don't think that there is no need to do service. Service also has to go because it is important for us to pass time in a worthwhile way. Ramesh Bhai's health is not good, and before being taken to the hospital, so he is meeting Bap Dada. Ramesh Bhai presented a new book to Bap Dada, Om Shanti. The subject of service is continuing, and service is essential. Without doing service, you become free, and then you would have other thoughts that something should happen. However, first of all, regarding the plans that you already been made for the service that still remains, Bab Dada thought is first of all to accomplish that service. So Bab Dada is giving him a certain direction that while you take the new service, make sure that the services which you already have in your hands are completed. They don't remain. Hmm? So Bab Dada is in a way giving him a direction of completing things, pending work. Let me read this again. However, first of all, regarding the plans that have already been made for the service that still remains. Okay, the plans which are already made, but those services which are remaining. Bab Dada thought is first of all to accomplish that service. You start in this way, but then after some time, the passion of doing that service reduces. Although we start services, but sometimes the passion gets reduced, which should not happen. It is good, Ramesh. Your thoughts are good. Ramesh Bhai might have shared something before this paragraph. However, at the time of doing it, you will have to pay special attention. Sit amongst yourselves and discuss how to make it work and how to increase it. Do not go into it too much, nor reduce it to very little. It has to be at the middle of the two levels. And so, have a small meeting for this first. Create ideas for what you have to do and what you must not do. Let each one give his or her thoughts on it. First, make plans for this. From this, you will know whether to increase everyone's service or not. 900 double foreigners. Bob that is meeting double foreigners. I'm not sure if I should be reading this. It's a very small paragraph. But then later on, Baba meets Dadis. And after that, Baba is meeting some senior sisters abroad. Then Mohini Ben he meets and Sarla Didi. I'm just skipping this part because we are already over time. Let us pause here and reflect for a minute before we start sharing. Om Shanti. Okay, so what has Baba got to say us today? Let each one of us share at least one point.
Shanti. Good morning, everyone. I like the point where my Baba today he has said that when we increase when we increase the silence in our mind, then automatically the silence in words will also increase, and further the power of mind will automatically generate. Shanti. Hope I'm right.
Yeah. Very true. This is something which again we need to experiment. So once I experimented this in a way, there was a kid making a lot of noise, and people were trying to mellow him down and put him at a place of rest. But that child was not really listening to anybody. He was very aggressive and things like that. So that is where I thought that probably words will not help him. So then I just experimented. Let me experiment silence of mind and radiate this peacefulness to that child. And I just practiced that for a couple of minutes. Suddenly, I don't know what happened, but that child was very silent. So I don't know if that worked, but probably it could have. That might have worked because everybody tried to use so many of words, so many of actions to help him calm down, but it didn't work. But this experiment helped me. I did this twice, thrice, and each time it worked.
Yeah, good example, Praful Bhai.
Om Shanti. Adding on to what Praful Bhai just mentioned, with me in experience is when there is a situation where there are a lot of conflicting thoughts coming between people working in the same group, and I have initially I had been very aggressive on putting across my points. But in the recent past few months, what I've been doing is instead of putting the points across at the time of the argument that's going on or the conversation is going on, I keep myself silent because I know that's not the time when the words are going to be heard. And at times, these resolutions have come in silence for the arguments or the conversations that's happening in a group where there is a lot of difference of opinion. So maybe at that moment, the silence may have worked only from the perspective of not getting into the arguments. But at a later date, in my experience, that whole conversation has got dissolved. After a few days, there is no such argument that comes up, and a common point of view for a larger purpose has shown up. And that is one of the way where when groups are working together, I guess silence works better at times when situations are conflicting and conversations are conflicting. Om Shanti.
Yes, very true. And myself being in silence, I also can understand the perspective of others. Because sometimes, just to put my points in front, I might not think from the shoes of others. So, just being silent at that moment into different difficult conversations or a difficult meeting also helps us to reflect on what is the perspective, what kind of background the other person is having, exposure is having to that situation. And probably it also helps us appreciate the other person. So, yeah, could relate to that point as well. Anyone else would like to add on?
Om Shanti. Baba
Yes.
today said, yeah, I like the point that Baba is, mentioning about the color in our mind after the dance. That I was, reflecting it when we are, enjoying that rainbow after the rain, when we can enjoy that rainbow, when our mind is silent, when we have enjoyed that rain, in the same way, when we have enjoyed the shower of Baba's love, happiness, peace, and everything, and the blessings we are getting from Baba, then only we can enjoy that color of mind. Because I could feel that when I am there in front of rainbow, and I have seen that, if my mind is quiet, I would enjoy that. Otherwise, I would tell this other person, oh, see, that's rainbow. So Baba is saying, when you are enjoying, when you're dancing inside, then your words will be quiet. So I could relate this and enjoying that rainbow of love of Baba and color of those rainbow. Thank you.
Wonderful. Okay, so I think very good. I just had a couple of things to share with you all. Firstly, as all of you all know that we have almost come towards the fag end of reading all the Vyakt Murlis. Probably Rakhi Ben or someone else might have already shared, but I just also thought to share my views. So in maybe a week's time, we'll be completing all the Murlis until December 2017, and that will be by 24th, 25th of this month. And then we will be having some 4-5 days maybe to plan out the next what needs to be done, or to reflect on whatever Murlis we have read. So some of such sharings we'll be having. And then we were thinking that why not start reading the Murlis again from 1969 from the next month. So is it okay if we read the Murlis again from 1969? Do you all think that it makes sense, or is it too much? Just wanted to take views of every, means just if you can raise your virtual hands or mention in the chat, what do you all think? Because the English reading thing we started amidst in between, we didn't really read from all the Murlis right from beginning. So this will give us a good opportunity. Thanks, Sandhya Ben, and others who
All
have.
that's okay from me, Prabhu Bhai. I
Good.
just started last week, so it's nice to start again because it's first time I will be reading anyway all the Murlis. That will be a good opportunity. Om Shanti Bhai.
Yeah. So thanks everyone, even Chandra, Kala, okay, all of you all. Thanks. So we were expecting that it would be a yes, but just thought to again check with all of you all. So as we start our journey again, and we don't know how many more chances we'll get. Probably this could be a last chance which Baba is giving us, because we started this initiative in the month of November 2018, and it has took us around 4 years to complete this journey from 1969 to 2017. So again, reading this will be another commitment of 4 years. So yeah, I would suggest you all to plan how you would like to do this journey, because each one of us are on our own journey when it comes to application of Murlis or imbibing it. No doubt this group will facilitate Rakhi Ben, Ami Ben, Fimesh Bhai, and all others, Apura Ben, and all of you all are instrument to run this show to facilitate daily Murli reading. But at the end of the day, it boils down to myself, our own selves reflecting. So I would encourage all of you all to plan how would you all want to take this journey ahead. And whenever you all have a group discussion, maybe from 25th to 30th. Do share your ideas, do share your plans. It could be anything, like, for example, applying each point daily, right? Making a journal of all good points which you like, or categorizing some points into the challenges which you face. What Baba has to say from the Vik Murlis, right, from 1969. So something of such sort, or maybe churning on a specific point and sharing it in the group. We already have 4 WhatsApp groups, so sometimes churning in Zoom class is not feasible, or we have limited time. And it is good that we take back time throughout the day, and towards the evening we share some of our thoughts with everybody. We can make that as a habit, or something to write each day, 5 to 10 lines on the Murlis, or anything it could be. I've just shared some ideas. You all can think over that, and I would suggest Rakiban to have a separate session where each of us can share our ideas, share our contributions. What newness can we bring in the season 2, so that again we don't get bored, or we don't think that it's a daily routine. We come out with something really creative, something which benefits us as well as benefits the entire group as well. Because here I see we are just 12 today, and maybe 15-20 on a daily basis, not more than that. But probably this second season, and the number of members we have in the WhatsApp group, whom I believe might be reading the Murlis from there as well, we can bring benefit to them as well through whatever new things we plan. So do have some churnings around that. Today we will not be taking that because we are on a limited time. But the plan is that we would be having a short launching on the 1st of September evening. Our very own Raju Bhai, who is the Avek Murli's compiler. He is the one who has documented with his own fingers all the Avek Murlis, right from 1972 when he came to the Yagya until today. So all that he has compiled, because earlier there was no typewriter or something easily available. So all those things he manually written, and it got typed and translated, which we read, which we'll be probably reading again in the next 4 years. So we thought, why not have him address our launching session, because he himself has done so many revisions of these Avek Murlis. Not only Avek Murlis, even the Sakar Murlis which we get daily. All the Vardans, the slogans, the essence of Murlis, the 2 points, Mahavakya, question answers, all of those he is the instrument soul to compile them. So he will be coming on first. He is comfortable in the evening, so we thought no problem. We can have it in the evening. So all of us, please join in the evening. Details will be again shared in the coming weeks. We'll take blessings from him, and
what time will be the, sorry Prabhupada, what time will be the evening?
7:30. 7:30 Indian time. 7:30
so
p.m.
probably I can't join that time, so I will
no problem, you can follow recordings. Yeah,
okay, recording is okay, no worries, thank you.
The recordings, and then from 2nd I believe we'll be starting our schedule right from 1969, 1 more each day. And yeah, then whatever you all have to plan, if you all feel that needs to be some changes in the structure, we read the Murli or anything of that sort is needed, do reflect, and you all can share your ideas with Rakib and Ami Ben and the group, so that then we can accordingly, because it's a family, right? Each one of us should have our own ideas, and if everybody of us likes it, we are all the way happy to make those changes, so that everybody of us can have the best experiences. So that's all about this new things. Something more to be, there will be more stuffs, we'll be having some tracking system, some acknowledgements. More of this would be coming. So Rakiben would be sharing once we have this detailed project proposal ready. So we are in the process of documenting the process of how we would be making this more organized, more systematic, and that PDF documentation will be again shared by each one of you all, which again you can share with your friends, BK friends at your centers, so that even they can benefit from these initiatives. It's not necessary that they should be joining Zoom class daily. If they join, great. But even if they don't join, at least if they plan or they commit to read one Murli in their own space, that can bring a good difference for them as well. So that's all about this initiative. I might join one more day in between, and we can have more discussions on that. Apart from that, there is Amiben, you can share the screen. Apart from that, we have a session on coming Sunday. Coming Sunday being buffer day, so we have a brother joining us. You can see on the screen. So he is Arif Bhai from Abu Dhabi, and he'll be sharing us the ultimate joy of hearts being merged with the comforter of heart. So what is that joy of we getting our hearts merged with Baba? So he'll be sharing his own experiences, and being from Abu Dhabi, he comes from a different set of experience altogether. So it will be on the same Zoom ID which we meet daily. And yeah, on the coming Sunday, that is 21st, from 5 to 6. That's all from my side. Ami Ben, anything, Rakhi Ben, anything you wish to add, or should we close the call?
No, I believe at this point of time, this is all good, Praful Bhai. And
Sure. Okay, thank you everyone. Let's sit in silence for a minute. Let's do our dance practice. Today Baba has told us to give time, especially he told us to book time for dancing. And dancing everybody of us likes, okay? Even kids like, even elders, we see so many dance competition. So why not have this dance of mind as into our agenda today, and not only today, maybe for a week. So let's create a picture. Let's visualize what is dancing of mind means to me. I just want to refer that beautiful statement that Sister Sonia mentioned about that rainbow, the rainbow which we see in the sky. So my dancing in mind, Baba would be seeing that rainbow of beautiful colors of the virtues of soul. So that is one thing. You all can decide some other picture, some other analogy for ourselves, what comes to mind, and let's experience that for a minute. Okay, thank you everyone. Thanks for joining. Have a great day ahead. Om Shanti.